People wake up on a normal day and suddenly something happens that changes their lives completely.
Pediatric trauma call, 15 minutes.
A lot of really bad things happen to really good people, but you never think it's going to happen to you.
Stabbed 5 times, including chest, and he's got an arterial bleed from his leg.
High-speed RTC moped into wall.
Jesus Christ, what happened? You all right?
I love my wife.
Any reception, can I help you? Yeah, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I love that question. What's your opening hours?
St George's, London, one of the busiest and most advanced A&E departments in the world.
Complete baloney amputation of her leg.
I can't breathe.
He looks frail, doesn't he? He looks like somebody who's going to break.
It's going to be one of those days.
A place where life,
Darling, what's for dinner?
love,
It's still as beautiful as ever.
We have a boy.
and loss
Don't make me cry.
unfold every single day.
And they said there's nothing they can do.
All the patients you're about to see were treated in just one 24-hour period.
You don't know how lucky I am to be talking to you right now.
We see situations where someone's life has just been turned upside down. People always try and remember what the last conversation was, or the last words that that person said to them. And I suppose it's so much nicer if the words that they remember are, "I love you."
Okay, so think nice, happy thoughts. Have a nice little dream.
Sunil is a consultant in charge of resus today. He's showing a junior doctor how to reposition a dislocated hip.
Brakes on.
I grew up in southeast London. I had a bit of a sort of, dare I say it, working class background. My dad worked at Ford's in Dagenham. I take very much after my dad. Thoughtful and reflective and softly spoken.
Oh, that looked pretty good. You just relax for the moment.
You did very well.
Yeah, it was great.
What I like to do is actually be in charge without a lot of noise.
He's been stabbed with an unknown weapon. We've found 2 wounds, but there may well be more.
Can we have primary survey, please?
And I think that sometimes in the midst of all the chaos that can sometimes reign, you need some calmness.
So intubated, open wound to left upper quadrant. I can't feel the lung up on that right-hand side.
So he's got a massive amount of free fluid. Can we get theatre ready? We're going to declare a code red.
Right, gentlemen, ladies, all the best.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
For what?
For everything in there, that was brilliant. I'm just very sweaty now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm very much a product of my father. I think we all grow up and turn into our parents.
So, just to update you about what's happening. Yeah. I have...
St George's.
A young boy is being brought to St George's after falling from a tree.
Okay. Okay.
7-year-old Freddy vomited at the scene and has been in and out of consciousness since the accident.
Pediatric trauma call, 15 minutes. Pick a bay.
I think in terms of a child who's had a head injury who then is not fully conscious and has been vomiting, that can be very worrying.
Did they give any further obs?
There's some little things that we call red flags that, you know, if we hear those things, then it makes us just put our foot down and just get things done, because we know that there's something potentially serious going on. For their parents, it's going to be a frightening experience. They're not going to be able to comprehend what's happening.
Right, we're here, guys.
Yep.
And your call.
Freddy's mum, Susie, and dad, Sam, left their other son with relatives and followed the ambulance to St George's.
Okay. Right.
So just listen up.
This is Freddy. He's fallen today from a tree approximately 8 to 10 metres high. Bounced down on some branches on the way. Initially his GCS was 11. It's now a 4.
Happy with that way?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. To key essential.
From the word go, as soon as we thought about having a family, Sam had this vision of football boots outside the front door and, you know, being surrounded by boys.
Susie came home from work one day and then she went and done the test, and it was straight away we found out she was pregnant. I'll be honest, I started feeling an adult once my first child was born. That's when I actually felt, you could say, a man.
I'm Sonel, I'm one of the consultants. Can I just ask, when he fell, did you see him fall?
No, we didn't see him fall. His brother called up, Daddy, like, he fell out the tree. So he come down and just crawled out and he laid on his back and he was out.
Okay. Freddy's labour was rapid. There was no messing around. And he was full of energy and full of spirit. For him laying in that bed, it was like, you don't understand, this is not what Freddy is, this is not my son.
So, primary survey.
Primary survey. The heart rate's probably a little bit slow.
Freddy, hello.
Freddy was really adventurous. You see the tree there, he'd go and climb it. He'd just go and take himself off on his bike and you'd see him building a ramp. He had no fear at all.
Just where it says the pericardial thing. The key thing is, have they had a significant head injury?
So fast scan negative.
Because that will cause pressure on the brain and that can cause sometimes irreversible damage to the brain.
Right, all good to go. CT, now.
I just wanted someone to say to me, don't worry, he's going to be fine. And I didn't get that. If someone said to you, right, you just pack a bag and that's what you've got, but you've got your family, that would have been a done deal for me.
Now then, don't faint. However, the whole thumb will go numb. Don't look at me like that.
Gas and air.
What?
Gas and air.
What do you mean gas and air? Don't worry, we'll be fine. You watch.
Timing, perfect. Wait. Okay. Yep, okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Freddy has been in and out of consciousness since he fell from a tree.
Yeah.
He's being scanned in CT for any life-changing brain or spinal injuries.
We'll give you a yell if there's any problems, but it won't take long, okay?
I heard Thomas shout Freddy's name, and it was the most horrific call. We just knew that something awful had happened. Freddy was throwing up, and he wasn't clutching my hands. His eyes were rolling at the back of the head, and he looked pretty vacant.
I was just shaking. They had the blocks on him, they was putting the torches in his eye, and I could tell by the nurse's reaction it didn't look good. I didn't know what to think. It's a bit like a blank. I do feel guilty. I felt we shouldn't have been letting him up the tree. I shouldn't be letting him do loads of things. You think, it starts going through your head, but I didn't want to take that away from him. Stop him from being a boy.
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I was hoping and just praying that he was going to be all right.
At last, my heart's an open door, and my secret love, no secret anymore. Hello there.
Son, you got talent, you know that?
Am I? Still my missus there.
I've got to phone your school in a minute.
Why, I'm going to school.
No, to tell them you're not, innit? You can't go yet.
Yes.
8-year-old Jaden's eyes have swollen following a bout of hay fever. He's been brought to A&E by his mum, Altina.
This is the bit where I have the truck. Look, see, I get a different car. Okay. I got ambulance, yes. Ooh, very lucky, boy. I'm in the hospital. Why laughing, Murray?
Funny. I was 22 when I got pregnant with Jaden. I think I was still living the young life, going out, working. My grandma would say burning the candle at both ends, so I think it was a bit of a shock. It is sort of a wake-up call to grow up.
It's fast, isn't it?
When I went into labour, I hadn't realised, but my waters had been broken for a week before, so they weren't prepared for me to actually go into labour so quick. So when he was ready to come out, no one was ready for me, but he was ready, and I was ready to push, so I did, so.
Can you press pause? How? Why?
Let's go and blow your nose.
Wait, I'll just... Oh, you can just leave it. Wait.
I'll hold it for you.
You just do that and it pauses it.
All right, then.
Woo-hoo, we're back in the game. Woo-hoo, we're back in the game. Making baby pancakes, making baby pancakes. Shiver, 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 making baby pancakes. Shavy, shavy, making pancakes.
He's a loving, loving, loving little boy. Wipe it again. Wipe your nose again. Sometimes just sitting on the sofa, he'll just reach out and hold my hand.
Where's it been? Been there.
But he's always been a very hyperactive child. He can kick out here. The best way I describe it is he's going through like a moment of rage. They basically said that they think he has ADHD.
Is roadhog a bad word?
No.
I thought it was.
When he does do something wrong, he does feel bad. Sometimes he has been like, oh, this child won't play with me. It does hurt me because I know that he's probably going through this little battle himself that he probably doesn't understand really, doesn't know how to explain it. So it's just hard, and I think that's why I push so much to, try and get him the help that he needs, because, you know, if I don't fight for him and push for him, then, you know, who's gonna do it?
Jaden? Hello?
Follow me, my name's Katie, I'm one of the doctors.
Yeah, I'll pass it. Right.
What are you playing?
Car.
Cars.
Right, I'll have a quick look at the scans, and basically we're waiting for the radiology doctors, and they'll have a look and they'll give us a formal report as to if there's any injuries. Okay? Does that all make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Brilliant.
Freddy is back in resus. Doctors must wait for the full results of his CT scan to determine the extent of his injuries.
Did we get chest X-ray here?
Those hours seemed like a complete eternity, not knowing. I could see Sam's heart was just breaking. Just looking at him, I knew that he was in a bad way about it. Sam has had a couple of situations when he's been grown up that's made him realise that life is quite precious.
So I would have been about 10, 11. Me and my friend started walking home from school with his older sister. And we've only been walking home from school a couple of weeks. And we was crossing the road and a car hit him and killed him. And it did play part, like the child's family, our family, all people sort of involved really. After that, I was always a little bit more cautious of danger, worrying about things.
Freddy? Freddy? Hello?
You know where you are at the moment? Where are you?
No.
In hospital.
Oh, very
That's
good.
A very good boy. And when's your birthday?
February 7th.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah, come on.
And here's
Freeze.
mommy right over here.
Try not to
You've got reactive, so sorry.
Freddie, I'm Sarah. I'm one of the emergency doctors. Just try and keep still while we have a proper look at you, okay?
You've given Mummy and Daddy the biggest shock of our life.
Fred, we was worried. What's hurting the most at the moment?
No, oh, my neck.
Don't worry. Just try and sit still if you can, yeah? Can you do that for Mum?
All right, mate. All right? Yeah. He's come round now. Frightened the life out of me. He didn't know what had happened. Didn't know what had happened. Oh, mate, he just... When he's unconscious and then he's been sick, it was frightening. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Well done. Thanks for that. Bye, bye.
Only you and you alone can thrill me like you do.
Hello, St George's. Okay.
A 66-year-old man is being brought to A&E with symptoms of a stroke.
Thank you, bye.
It's going to come to number 3.
What's coming in?
It's stroke. CVA symptoms with an onset of 3 a.m. But now apparently his pupils are different sizes and he's vomiting more, so they're thinking something's going on in his head.
Unable to walk and suffering blurred vision, the man spent several hours on his bedroom floor before being found.
What was the ETA on that call?
About 8 minutes now.
A stroke can be a blood clot that can be thrown up from one of the blood vessels in the neck that supplies the brain.
Adult thrombolysis, call A&E recess.
It's essential that they have a clot-busting drug within a matter of hours.
Patient's here.
As long as that clot is there, an area of brain can lose its blood supply and then it slowly dies.
This is Martin, lives alone.
I'm about to do some blood tests, OK. Sharp scratch coming up.
Some right-sided weakness. What he described as triple vision,
Main
some
thing is
numbness
not to
to
worry.
the jaw, and some pins and needles to his right arm. Pupils were 3, equal and reactive, but maybe a bit slow to react. You see, they've gone to 4 and 5 on the way in, although the flickering has reduced.
I'm the stroke doctor. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Well, I woke up because I wanted to go to the toilet, but it was as though I was extremely drunk. I finished up having to go back into the bedroom on my hands and knees.
Right.
You don't know if my daughter's arrived yet?
I don't think she's here yet.
When I was a kid, my dad was very involved with us and he was always very proud of us. I used to swim a lot and any competition, he would always be there. He was my biggest fan, definitely. You'd hear him over everyone else screaming for you. I always felt he was there.
Let me examine you, and then I'll tell you what I think.
When do you think my vision's going to come back?
Oh, that's what we're going to find out. Try and follow the finger and tell me. It's difficult, isn't it? What about if you look here? Yeah. How many fingers do you see?
It's sad that it takes something like this to make us realise what's important and who's important, really.
Look at my finger.
It's your thumb that was through.
Yeah. Just look far ahead, and now look at my finger.
Because life's normal until something happens. And that's when it all changes and you can't go back.
Just look at my finger. How many fingers do you see? 1 or 2?
2.
Take a deep breath in for me and out. Any pain when you breathe in?
No.
I think I was the second person from my school to go to medical school. I don't know if I actually knew what it was that I was getting myself into. It was a very different atmosphere to the atmosphere that I'd grown up in. My dad started off with not very much.
Just see how Sarah's getting on in recess and see if she needs a hand. Otherwise, you can hop back.
But he's always supported me in everything.
Thumb and little finger together.
He'd always struggle to better our circumstances, and when I look back at what he's had to do to achieve what he did, it's quite humbling.
So I was just looking at your little thing. It's very blingy.
Oh, I know. Is it wonderful?
Where did you get that from?
eBay.
I don't think it's seen me.
I completely get where he comes from. Just in terms of values, actually, in terms of what's important to him.
Hello? Hello, yes.
Right. You've got some swollen eyes. Was there lots of pollen and stuff around?
It didn't look like there was pollen, but there was.
There was pollen, OK.
Jaden is being treated for hay fever. He's with his mum, Altina.
My mummy is kind, gentle, sometimes really nice to me. She always takes me places. We go to Cosmos. It's a big fancy place. There's a chocolate fountain with marshmallows and grapes. She loves me and I love her.
Eating and drinking normally? No vomiting or diarrhea or anything like that?
Diarrhea. Big food, that's what I do.
That is good to know.
She's not happy when I don't listen. That's when she gets sad. But it's only when I do something really bad what will shock her very badly. Will make her hair fall out and make her turn white.
And who lives in your house?
Only just my mummy.
When I first met Jaden's dad, I don't think it was like love at first sight, but we did really get on.
Stick your tongue out. Say ah.
When we did split up, I was very hurt, but more so just upset and really hurt for Jaden. He wouldn't have a dad there.
What do you want to be when you're grown up?
A fireman and a teacher.
Picking Jaden's name, I went through quite a few. Two of my brothers, Jason and Jordan, so I've sort of tried to mould their names together and got Jaden. His middle name is Troy Vaughan, which my dad's middle name is Roy and his first name's Terry, so I put the T with the Roy to get the Troy, and then my brother's name's Vaughn, so he's got a bit of a blend of all the men in his life, so yeah.
Right, so I think this is your hay fever. The other thing it could be is conjunctivitis, but it's probably unlikely, but I can give you some drops for that as well, so bear with me.
Jaden is being sent home and will have the day off school to recover.
It just look like their family when we look. These cars look, because they all park in the same way, look. It looks like the daddy, that's the mummy, and that's the granddad, that's the grandma.
In the beginning, like, people used to say to Jaden, oh, would you like your mum to have a boyfriend? And he was, no. But now he sort of talks about, okay, you need to find a husband now. And I'm like, okay, why? And he's like, yeah, you need to get married now. So I'm like, okay, my 8-year-old's telling me I need to get married, maybe. I would like to eventually find someone and settle down, just if the right person comes along, I guess.
All right, any questions?
No, that's fine, thanks.
Perfect, nice to meet you, young man.
Say bye, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, troublemaker. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Jacket.
Martin is undergoing an emergency CT, having suffered a suspected stroke. Doctors have a limited time to discover any clots in his brain before they become untreatable.
So when the guy goes in, so it's going to give you a warm feeling, all right? We'll let you know when it starts.
Martin's son Edward and daughter Marika have arrived in resus.
When I got the news about my dad, I was at work and I got a phone call from my dad. It kind of took a while for it to sink in because it was my dad's number calling me, but it wasn't my dad's voice. It was the ambulance man.
Injection starting now, hold very still.
I've had a phone call like that before. A phone call where everything had changed. A close friend passed away. They had a road traffic accident, and so that's how they passed away. And it was very sudden, so you kind of can't help but think the worst. it just brings everything back. So you're dealing with one situation, but you can't help but think back to sort of stuff that's happened previously. I was very nervous about what I was going to say.
Can I just shine a light in your eyes again?
So what's made you come into hospital today?
We're at Wimbledon Common learning how to survive in the wild. And I somehow managed to slip my wit on my leg.
You whittled your leg away.
Yeah.
It's still attached.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do they think it's going to need stitches?
No, I don't need stitches. I can just have the glue.
OK, I'm just going to take the plaster off, yeah.
Don't gasp, OK? I don't know what it looks like.
It's just gaping a little bit. So glue isn't going to do for it, OK?
We could have had a better pair of pants on today, that's all I'm going to say.
Why did it on?
Well, you've got your Simpson ones.
Simpson ones.
They wanted to take him off. I said, no, you better leave them on, he'd be upset.
The formal report of Freddy's CT scan has arrived and is being reviewed by doctors.
The radiologist said he couldn't see anything.
Fine. So I'll just double check it and then I'll take his colour off.
The thing is that I personally think we should PAU him.
Under us?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Right.
Can I come off?
Good news, bad news?
Bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news first.
Bad news is you have to stay here tonight.
Can I bring my iPad?
Good news is everything looks fine. So, our pleasure. So we can take this off.
Oh.
Is he all right to move from that?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry.
You can tell kids haven't broken their neck when they do that.
Yeah.
No, take it slowly, young man.
Being Freddy's dad, I do worry. When he gets to 17, 18, he wants to do a boys' holiday. If there's something to jump off of, he will want to jump off of it and won't need no encouragement. He's got a lot more bottle than I have. He's got a lot more bottle than I have, Freddy has, definitely.
That's a bruise and a half he's got there.
What on his...
Turn around, Fred.
Yeah.
Turn to the side.
It'll be getting worse, is there?
I was never in a tree, I was too scared to ride a bike fast. I was a little bit moppy-fied, if you could say. I wasn't really that brave.
Shall I take a photo and you can look at it on the phone? Right, just stay, look at Mummy and I'll touch. Stay there.
I'm nervous. Every time he goes somewhere, I can't relax. It can be stressful. Holidays. We said we go on holidays straight away. You're around the swimming pool, you're in the sea. You just can't relax. In a nice way, as much as I love the holidays, they're good memories. When I get home, sometimes I sit down and have a cup of tea and I think, I'm pleased we're home. Because you feel safe again at home. Although we did fall out the tree in the garden.
What's that? Is this heavy?
So heavy, I'm struggling.
I don't care.
Let's get the painful side over
And
with.
what's going to happen?
So you're going to feel a sharp scratch going in, and then you'll feel like a swelling sensation.
How long do you think it will take?
I'm going to do what I need to do, all
I'm
right?
going to be as gentle as I possibly can, all right?
You ready, Marcus? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's going to be sharp.
OK. Well, it's not too bad, actually, this thing.
See?
It's just one.
It's the thought of it more than anything.
Is it done?
One little more.
Martin's condition is being closely monitored by doctors. Because of the time he spent on the floor at home, any clots found on his scan are now untreatable with the clot-busting drug.
Hi, do you want to come and see him? Thanks.
What's your dad? You all right? How you doing?
How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
I'm all right. Where were you when you fell poorly?
At home.
At home? Did you pull the cord?
No.
What happened then?
I couldn't move.
Oh, Dad. Did you feel ropey beforehand, or was you all right?
It was like being out on a bender.
Had you?
No.
Wish you had.
And, I couldn't stand up.
Oh, Dad. My mum was over from Holland with a friend. And they met in a bar. Around the back of Harrods, I think. She met this English gent, I suppose. He was a real gentleman, you know, someone who would hold doors open for you and you never had to put your hand in your purse and that kind of stuff. So I suppose being Dutch, she said it was very different over there. He drove a Capri. So, yeah, I can remember him wearing a pair of Farrahs, I think, in his Capri and a leather jacket. My dad and I were both quite fiery. Probably quite similar. We used to butt heads quite a lot, actually, over quite a lot of stuff. You know, wearing that, take your makeup off, do this, do that. But that was just typical, I would say, dad stuff. Looking back now, I'm a parent. I can see he only ever wanted the best for me.
And I went to bed about 10. I so wanted to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Just couldn't do it.
Oh, bless you. Don't worry. You're in a good place now. Seeing him like that in hospital, I felt really sad for him.
So, number one.
That's number one.
Nice to meet you.
Hi,
I'm the stroke registrar, and you are
Marika. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Good. Well, nice to meet you. Right. I do think that actually there is a clot there. On the right side of the brain that would exactly explain the symptoms that you have.
What does that mean?
Well, this means that we'll need to bring you up onto the stroke ward and that I'll need to give you some clopidogrel now. To thin the blood ever so slightly, you know, to make sure that the clot doesn't get bigger.
OK, so if it does get bigger, what would you need to do with that then?
Well, there is not much that one can do if it starts extending over there. So reduce the risk by giving you some medication now, all right?
Thank you.
How are you doing, Marcus?
Fine. I've been a bit of a drama queen.
You think you've been a drama queen? If you've never had it done before, you know, it's
Oh
good
my
to
word. You have been a star. The worst patients usually are the grown men.
Thank you very much.
Got a picture with Reese.
Yeah.
Outfit on. Oh, that's nice. Fantastic.
You did brilliantly. You did so well.
Why?
See you soon.
Hopefully not.
Oh yeah, hopefully not.
In another life.
I'll just leave. Bye.
No choice.
We all grow up in the end, taking on the various responsibilities of adulthood. Personally, I think actually one of the key things that makes you grow up is actually when you have children.
Can I have a hug?
One has someone else to look after, and I think that's a key defining moment.
Thank you very much.
Have you got any children?
No. So I haven't grown up yet.
Oh, God, that's such a relief.
Doctors have discovered a clot in Martin's brain. They're thinning his blood to reduce the risk of further strokes.
So how did the ambulance find you?
get to you?
One of the customers phoned
Oh.
at 7:30.
Oh, Dad.
I said, Trevor, thank God you phoned. I've been waiting for somebody to phone.
He changed massively when him and my mum separated. And he did take it quite badly. He did live in a house and he just sold it and moved into some retirement flats. You know, they have those like cords that people can pull if they've got, you know, they're in trouble. But he was always asking me to tie them up and get them out of sight because he wasn't an old person.
You'll have to forgive me, but I can't see you. You're all blurred. That's why I couldn't use my mobile.
Don't worry, Dad. You should have pulled the bloody cord.
I couldn't reach
You could
it.
reach it.
The only times I've really seen my dad sort of vulnerable was when his parents passed away. His mum died from stroke. And it was the only time I've ever seen my dad cry. It must have brought it all back for him.
I never thought this would happen.
Don't worry. It's fine. You're here now.
I could see he was scared. I could just sense it and see it in him, that he was scared.
Don't worry.
Oh, they got a TV there. I see the World Cup.
You'll be fine for the World Cup. Don't you worry about that. Shall I go now then and just make some phone calls and try and sort some stuff out now we know, yeah? Okay. Hiya. He's got a blood clot in his brain. And, no, they can't operate. So they're putting him on the stroke ward and they're giving him some drugs to thin his blood and hopefully the clot will sort of he'll stop it growing. But if I said to him, what happens if it doesn't? And they said there's nothing they can do. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll give you a ring a bit later. Yeah. All right then. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Martin is being sent to the critical stroke unit, where doctors will attempt to stop the clot in his brain getting any bigger.
I was worried he was going to have another stroke. And it sounds a really strange thing to say, but I kind of knew he would. I don't know why. I knew something would happen.
I look after my mummy because when my mummy sees a spider, she's scared and she wants me to kill it. But I'm scared as well. I don't want to touch it. I would like to be like my daddy. Daddy's quite brave as well.
We went to see him on Father's Day, but he was really, really, really unwell. And they just said that he's not responding to treatment and that his family needs to be with him. And I remember saying to her, is he gonna die? And I can remember her saying, you just need to be here. We were just sitting by his bedside and just waiting. And then they transferred him to intensive care, into the high dependency unit. And he seemed to slowly improve.
It never crossed my mind that I was going to peg it. Never. All I knew is that I was determined that I was going to get myself out of it. But Marika, she was wonderful. Oh, yeah. I love her very much.